What's up and happy Friday. This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow. And I decided to do the stream slightly earlier today because in 1 hour and 30 minutes, the US job report will come out and it will definitely affect the market. But before that, I do want to share with you two major updates that just announced it yesterday that will change things in the crypto space and also the NFT space. So the first thing about the first news that I want to break to you is actually related to Instagram, okay? So you might have, you might see some of the news headlines about Instagram implementing NFTs and stuff like that. And guys, I want to share something with you. Look at this. This is the price of the Flow blockchain, okay? For those of you who do not know, the Flow blockchain is actually under the Dapper Labs. And in one day, in 24 hours, they have a price increment of 53.34%, right? So if you bought this and in one day, you would have made 53.34%. But the problem is, how do you catch these announcements, right? So how do you catch things like this? How do you catch these partnerships? And the reason for this is actually this, right? Instagram, Facebook Meta yesterday said they are going to, pull out, like, they're gonna use Flow, okay? They're gonna use blockchains and, okay, simply put, they are going to have an international expansion of, digital collectibles on Instagram to 100 countries in Africa, Asia Pacific, and the Middle East and America, right? So now they would support wallet connections with Coinbase wallet and Dapper, as well as the ability to post digital collectibles minted on the Flow blockchain. And the Flow blockchain Twitter account tweeted, this news, and the price just pumped, right? And also, in the future, what will happen is that in order to post a digital collectible, all you need to do is to connect your digital wallet to Instagram, right? Right now, it supports wallets like Rainbow, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet, and Dapper Wallet, right? Supported blockchain. So this is important, guys, okay? Supported blockchains at this time includes Ethereum, Polygon, and Flow, okay? And, Ethereum is kind of rallying at the same time because of 2.0. Polygon as well because of the Disney partnership, Disney kind of incubator program, accelerated program, and also the CK rollup, and now Flow, which probably explains why the price pumped. Like, it was really trading sideways if we look at this, right? There's really aren't any momentum, then it pumped, right? But today I want to share with you in depth like whether this could sustain, right? Like whether this is gonna be sustainable, because you have to understand what is on the Flow blockchain, right? And this is not new at all. Look at this, right? In March 16, so this is like 5 months ago, I covered that NFTs are coming to Instagram, right? Mark Zuckerberg said NFTs coming to Instagram at a South by Southwest event. So it's important to keep track of these news, right? So this is not new. And I also said in May 9th, which is like 3 months ago, that Meta's Instagram is going to support NFT from Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, and Flow. So for those of you who are looking for the huge jump, I think the next one you could target for is that maybe they announce that, oh, we're gonna support Solana, right? But even though Solana right now is, in the midst of a lot of stuff like the hack and also a lot of, downtime and stuff like that, right? So if you want to catch another opportunity like this, you gotta watch these news on a daily basis, and also you gotta keep track when they're gonna announce it, or and once they announce it, probably that would be a good time to leave, right? Or maybe you could do more research and see if that blockchain warrants such a price increase, right? So I was just curious, and I looked at this, right? So this is Crypto Slam. So I was looking at the Flow sales volume data graphs and charts. So here you will see that Flow was actually quite hit. Back in 2021, okay? But then pretty much the activity was kind of trading sideways in terms of unique buyers and seller in the US dollar. And so recently, even though there was this announcement, it didn't really do much in terms of the transaction of NFTs on the Flow blockchain, right? So definitely this is something that you have to keep an eye on, right? At the same time, if you look at DApp Radar, if you look at Flow, if you look at Marketplace, right now, only 8 marketplaces supports the Flow blockchain, with only 1, 2, 3, 4 with some activity, right? And the others aren't really linked up, and there's no API calling activity, right? So, and then on the next one, you can see, let's say, for example, collectibles on Flow. So usually on Flow, what collectibles are there is actually the NBA Top Shot, and then this thing, and then Flow Avatar and electables, right? So you really do see that, like, in the last 24 hours or maybe in the last 30 days, NBA Top Shot is kind of the leading one on the Flow blockchain. And also it's, if you look at the numbers compared to maybe like a Ethereum or Polygon, the numbers are way lower. Like 30 days, 37,000 users, right? So let us maybe look at ETH. Okay, Ethereum has definitely is going to be higher in terms of the user, right? Also, let us look at the marketplace, right? So it really gives you an idea of you know, okay, so the numbers are way bigger, right? So this is OpenSea, okay, 297,000, okay, and then let's compare with Polygon. In terms of, because you know the blockchain's value is really depending on the network effect, how many people are utilizing the blockchain, the potentials of it, right? But these are really like so this is on Polygon. Polygon should have OpenSea as well, but it's not showing here. But regardless, if we go back to flow, it is, let's see here. You really do see that the numbers aren't really as impressive, right? Like 30 days on flow on Wearable, there's only like 335 users, right? So, you know, but at the same time right now, this huge pump is really driven by, you know, social media sentiment, right? If you look at Luna Crush, their #1 current alt rank, Galaxy score 49, okay? So the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you is to give you a little bit more deep dive, okay? So it's because, so the reason why, you know, so top flow influencers, I think it's because Luna Crush was talking about the news and also Meta News room, right? So these are, you know, the weighted rank of how strong, and also influencers are talking about this. So, well, definitely, I think it's great to see this, but whether it warrants this pumped or whether it is a long-term hold, it really depends on how much collectibles are on the blockchain, whether it's worth like is this partnership as big as it is, right? So this is just something I want to share with you, okay? So this is the first major thing, but the major thing is not really like that. The major thing is Instagram is going to extend the NFT functionality to 100 countries in Africa, Asia Pacific, the Middle East, and America, right? So this is definitely gonna be really big. I talked about this in the past, but in the future, you could post an image and then it shows that it's actually a digital collectible. At the same time, when you click on it, it will show you like maybe the creator of the digital collectible. So this is definitely a big thing, right? You know, if you could share, like, and also once if they do implement profile pictures that's NFT, then you'll have another Twitter thing to happen, right? So this is the first major thing that mass adoption, mainstream adoption, like it or not, is being empowered in this way, right? So this is the first major thing. So non-fungible TC was the second major thing. Well, the second major thing is not related to NFTs, but it's related to cryptocurrency. If we look at this, right, BlackRock yesterday announced that to offer institutional client crypto via Coinbase. So BlackRock had a partnership with Coinbase. So user of BlackRock's Aladdin platform includes asset managers, pension fund insurers, and corporate treasurers, right? So they decided to partner with Coinbase, okay, to provide institutional client access to crypto, okay? So it is like a connection connecting BlackRock's investment platform, Aladdin, and Coinbase Prime. The companies are providing crypto trading, commodity custody, prime brokerage, and reporting capabilities to client of both Aladdin and Coinbase, right? So, but this is not really a new thing, right? So Coinbase did announce like institutional support somewhere like a week ago. So there is always a hint that leads up to this. So you might ask me, like, why is this big for crypto? Well, first of all, institutions have a lot of money. If they are more active in the market, if they have exposure to the market, it basically means that they'll bring money in the market, right? If you look at right now the crypto market cap, right? We always look at crypto market cap. I always cover it every day. So right now it's 1.09 trillion, right? So 1.09 trillion is around like 1,000 billion. So if you have more money coming into the market, prices go up. Simply, it's as simple as that, right? So why is BlackRock so important, right? If you ask me. So if you look at this, BlackRock is actually an American multinational investment management corporation based in New York City, okay? And the reason why I think this is really big is that if you look at this, right, the revenue is 19.17 billion in 2021. But what's the most important thing is the AUM, okay? So for investment asset management companies, the AUM is basically asset under management. So funds under management, how much money they control. So the funds under management for BlackRock is actually 10.01 trillion, okay? And if you really think about it, right, the crypto market cap right now is only 1 trillion, right? So imagine if they only take like a 10% of the annual asset under management into the crypto market, it basically doubles the crypto market, right? So this is definitely hopium, right? But it really shows you how big these institutions are and why these news are so big, and that we should not sweep them under the radar, right? When this thing announced, yes, Coinbase share rocketed a bit. At the same time, Bitcoin Ethereum rocketed a bit. But then it kind of jumped as well, and it kind of rocketed a bit this morning. So yeah, I just want to share this with you. So this is major, right? Because you have more institutional investment, then that is the way how the market can grow, how the green that you always see could go up, right? Because we have been reading different reports. Institutions are just dabbling the toes, right? Family offices are just dabbling the toes, trying to understand, like, they're investing to learn rather than earn, right? But once there's more confirmation that this is going to be a regulated thing, they're going to be safe to invest in these volatility, there's going to be more and more financial products for institutions. There's going to be more liquidity into the market. There's going to be more volatility, even though you like it or not, right? But once it becomes more mature, then the volatility could be to a certain extent controlled, right? But it is during these new markets where you have volatility is where you capitalize on these volatility to make life-changing gains that everyone is talking about. And that is the fundamentals, right? So yeah, that's pretty much. So let us move to traditional news. I'm doing this show earlier today because in 1 hour and 20 minutes there will be a July job report. Okay, so this is gonna be a report in the US. So the market has been trading sideways. So market will see if the report is positive. So expect volatility, right? Like, I'm not a genie or whatever, but I think definitely there is gonna be some volatility to happen, right? But we did see Bitcoin reclaim the 23,000. Okay, if you see this, boom. We claim this, but I think there will be some volatility, probably to the upside if positive, quite down if it's negative, right? But even if we do have a downside, because we do have such a strong narrative for ETH 2.0, you know, during the weekends there is less you know, institutional involvement. There's less trading volume. So even though if you witness volatility at a loss, I do think that during the weekends maybe we'll have even more volatility that maybe could give you even more loss or even more or break even or even more gains, right? So we definitely have to see. But leading up to September, you know, in the crypto space, just for Ethereum themselves is actually quite bullish, right? So yeah, so that was traditional market. So yeah, moving on to crypto markets. So crypto market, we are at 1.09 trillion, 2.14% increase. So it is going up. Yesterday it was 1.08. Stable coins, let's see, stable coins is up as well. So in general, money is into the market. Do see a sea of green, recovered flow. Interestingly, NEAR protocol, there is talk that the NEAR conference is coming up. So people are sort of buying the news. Maybe there will be NEAR announcements. They are trying to catch another, like the Facebook announcement stuff, right? So yeah, crypto market cap trading, as I said, upwards. At the same time, Bitcoin, right? We're at 41.5. So Bitcoin a few days ago was actually at 42. So the Bitcoin dominance is kind of going down, and all coins are going up, right? So if Bitcoin dominance keep going down, and if the market cap goes up, it basically means that the money from Bitcoin is going to other altcoins. So there is a chance we'll see more of these greens and also double-digit greens, right? But these are really crazy double-digit greens in a bear market, right? So next news, Nomad, we covered it, announcing 150 million bounty for lost funds from recent hacks. So there were white hat hackers that were trying to get the funds to protect them. So if you return it, you'll get like a 10% return of the stolen funds. So this is the bounty that they're doing. At the same time, this is a really interesting read. You know, it is about how, because the crypto market is pretty much anomalous, right? How two brothers were able to fake a Solana TVL ecosystem, right? So basically what happened is that it is really interesting. So basically they were able to create a Cyber. So Cyber and Sunny is actually two DeFi protocols on Solana. Both of them comprise 7.5 billion of Solana's 10.5 billion TVL at the peak. And interestingly, these two DeFi protocols were actually done by two brothers, right? So that is definitely yeah, pretty interesting, right? So this news is definitely worth a read. Voyager approved to return 270 million in cash deposits to customers, which is always great. And so moving on to NFT news. So if we look at NFT news, Moonbird decided to change the project to CCO, which is the Creative Commons you know, license, right? So basically, in the past, when people buy an NFT, they have the they have the understanding that NFT, the look and feel of the NFT is owned by them. That's why you own the NFT, right? But right now, what Moonbird did is that they released the right to CCO, which basically means that all of the Moonbirds in like the space, like if you are a Moonbird owner, someone could actually get your NFT and remix it for other purpose and sell it for commercial purposes, right? So that's why in OpenSea we do see Moonbird 2 trending, right? Because that's the spirit of CCO. You know, some people didn't really like it. Some of the consumers, I mean, some of the holders are like, hey, why did you do this without our consent, right? There weren't a DAO vote. It is a single thing done by the proof team, which is kind of not a good look in the space. And the reason why they're doing it is that because a lot of artists are doing that, right? Like, you know, Satoshi is CCO. He disappeared. Xcopy is doing his art in CCO. So yeah, I think it's an interesting thing to see how the price movement will affect this. But definitely, and interestingly, right? The Moonbirds themselves, the profile pictures are CCO, but the Moonbird IP, right, the trademark of the Moonbird is not CCO, and they're setting up a DAO to decide on that, right? So it's kind of like getting your profile picture without your permission, without even doing a DAO vote, and then saying that, hey, anyone can use your art, like use your profile picture and monetize it. And in the long run could create more value to your profile picture, which is kind of like a, yeah, I don't think, like in this space, seeing how Moonbird 2 came out, I don't think that is the case, right? So anyways, guys, volatility, expect volatility in an hour and 12 minutes. And this is your host, Non-Fungible TC. Have a great weekend, guys. Signing out.